Donald Trump sent Vladimir Putin COVID tests during the teeth of the 2020 pandemic. Yes, you heard that right. So this is based on new reporting by Bob Woodward, longtime Washington Post reporter, a former colleague of mine, great guy, incredible reporter. You might know him from such great hits as Watergate. Bob has a new book coming out called War that is mostly about the Biden presidency, but does have some tidbits about Trump's presidency and then his time after the presidency. So in an excerpt that Bob published in the Washington Post today, which I'll link, he writes about how in 2020, Donald Trump sent Vladimir Putin COVID tests because Putin was petrified of the virus. Russia did not have effective COVID testing at that point. And even though the COVID testing supply was short here in America, Trump made sure Putin got some. Now, there's other reporting in this story and in the book at large about Trump's relationship more broadly with Putin. There is a recounting of earlier in 2024 when Trump pushed away an aide at Mar-a-Lago so that he could talk privately with the Russian president. And one other aide tells Woodward that Trump has spoken to Putin at least 7 times since he left the presidency in early 2021. Now, a couple things. One, to me, this is a little bit concerning. Donald Trump has emphasized the fact that he has good working relationships with these authoritarians and dictators around the world, whether it's Vladimir Putin, Kim Jong-un, President Xi in China, and he insists that's a good thing, not a bad thing. But what we know from the 2016 election, according to the intelligence community, the FBI, a Senate panel led by Republicans, we know that Russia sought to influence the 2016 election, and they did so with a very specific purpose. They sought to influence the election to help Donald Trump and to hurt Hillary Clinton. Why did they do that? Well, we know that too, because they believed that Donald Trump would be better for their medium and long-term interests, Russia's long-term interests, than Hillary Clinton would be, which, again, concerning. Donald Trump has said that he was the toughest person ever on Russia, much tougher than any other president has been. That's up for debate. It's not entirely untrue. He was not he did not open the floodgates to Russia, but I also think there are some questions about whether he was the toughest president ever on them. But I do think the closeness of the relationship, which we have not heard revealed prior to this, again, sending Putin COVID tests, talking repeatedly with Putin after leaving office, these are things that I think should raise eyebrows, whether you are for Trump, for Kamala Harris, or you haven't decided on the race yet. Because I think it raises questions about the closeness of the two of them. Should they have the relationship they have? Does it suggest anything untoward that they have the relationship that they have? Now, Trump will downplay this. He will insist this is all fake news. But look, Bob Woodward broke Watergate. So I don't really, and he has been tough on presidents of both parties and politicians of both parties. So to me, Bob's reporting is hard to raise questions about. He's been right a whole lot of times over the last 50 plus years. So I would take this reporting to the bank, and I do think Trump has to be asked about this. Why did Putin ask for the COVID test? Why did you choose to do it? I'll note that Putin at least was aware of the political danger in doing so for Trump, because he basically told Trump, again, according to Woodward, don't let this get out. It would be bad for you politically. No duh. So I do think this raises questions. Do I think that this is a bombshell October surprise that fundamentally alters the race? I don't. I think people don't care that much about foreign policy, number one. And again, as I've said before in these videos and as I've written in my Substack, Donald Trump's support is going to be between 46 and 48% of the vote nationally in almost every swing state. Somewhere in that range, maybe a little higher, maybe a little lower, but not a lot. And that, I think, is really, really important to note. I just don't think anything that Trump does or anything that comes out about him is going to fundamentally alter the race in a really significant way. But it's going to be close. And in a close race, anything could make a difference. And I think that's really, really important. Maybe this matters to some people who are worried about our relationship with Russia, or that Trump has too close a relationship with Putin. I certainly think journalistically, put aside the politics, journalistically, more questions need to be asked about this, right? How often had he talked to Putin? What were the nature of those conversations? I will remind you that when they had a summit in, I think, Helsinki during Trump's presidency, Trump said that Putin told him that Russia did not meddle in the 2016 election and that he took Putin's word for it. Again, took Putin's word over the intelligence community, the Senate, the FBI, all of whom said Russia meddled in the election purposely to help Donald Trump and hurt Hillary Clinton. So all of that past history, to me, is a little bit worrisome and absolutely merits more questions being asked. And I really, really, really hope that we ask them. Okay, as always, I ask you to do 4 things. I ask you to subscribe to this channel if you haven't. Easy, free. I ask you to like this video. Easy, just give it the old thumbs up. I ask you to comment on this video, and I ask you to tell 10 friends about this channel. I'm making videos every single day, 4 days a week. On the 5th day, Friday, I do a live stream at 1 p.m. Eastern Time where I take any and all questions from you. It's fun, I think. I have fun. I hope you have fun doing it. So join us. Join this community that we're building. And thank you.